Hello again, Steve here with a few thoughts on an experience I had yesterday. If you've watched a couple of my videos just over the last couple of days, I had a few clips of myself out on a road somewhere. Well, I actually put my pack on and I loaded it down a bit, my what I call my bugout bag, and I loaded it down to probably about 30 pounds with some bags of beans and bottles of honey and stuff, just to simulate what I'm missing in there, to approximately what it will eventually be. And because I've been doing a lot of walking, not a lot, but some walking periodically, fairly systematically actually throughout the summer and over the last year, I just thought I'd try myself out, and I walked started about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I walked about close to 30 kilometers um, in one direction south, and then I camped overnight off the side of the road. And then I got up in the morning and I walked up another 10 kilometers in that direction, turned around and walked back. So I probably close to 40 kilometers in that day. And it was interesting because it was quite a fairly busy road, but busy in more ways than one. There's a lot of bicyclists on a nice day. Road bicyclists get out there for exercise because it's got a very wide shoulder. A lot of touristy type people. There's a big casino down there. So people have maybe they're just feeling better about themselves, or maybe it's just being out walking. I don't know, but there was a lot of people beeped and waved at me, and one bicyclist twice on his way down, and the second day when he was riding again, he stopped and said hello, asked me if I wanted any food. There was even a car stopped beside the road, this lady, and she said, "You know what? I was driving south on this road 2 hours ago, and I saw you way back there. Then I was coming up here again, and you're still walking. Like, do you need any help or something?" I said, "No, I'm fine." So that was very interesting. But one of the reasons I'm doing this also is to get shape for a longer walk that I'm going to be doing, which I'll talk more about in the coming months, starting in the late winter, basically. It was late winter, early spring. And people have asked me before, like, what are you doing this walk for? Like, and a lot of it has to do with no real reason that makes any sense to anybody. It's just I like to get out and do something different once in a while, try a challenge. But you know what? I might as well say that it's some sort of a purpose, if for nothing else, to make a conversation piece and make it worthwhile, right? So you see people who are hiking along and they've got like flags on their back or something like that, and I'm not a big flag guy in a traditional sense, but I do like flags if they've got a really good message on them, for sure. And I'm thinking that a good flag would be just a little flagpole going up with a little flag out there, and the flag just says freedom, just like I don't know what coloring could be, something catchy, but just says freedom. And I thought about, who doesn't want freedom, right? It's one of those basic desires of humanity. And of course, walking is an expression of freedom. The ability to walk, move around, movement, travel. And it's something that any sentient being seems to want. Try caging a wild animal. It wants to get out, right? I remember when I was really quite a mean little guy, I used to use a magnifying glass sometimes and chase around ants with a spotlight of sunlight, right? And those little critters, man, they want their freedom. They don't want to feel that heat on them. They try running as fast as they could. So it is the nature of within all of us. So I think the promotion of and the reminder of freedom is a very good thing. And I think everybody's got their take on this, and I could be way off base, but I think that freedom, well, first of all, I think it begins within us, right? We have to be free in our heart, in our spirits, we have, in a way, in our way of thinking. First of all, for us to begin the road to greater senses of freedom. But within groups, within our relationships and our interactions with others, in order to have a higher level of freedom, if you will, call it society, I I'm guessing more and more that it starts kind of with friendship. It's more like if we intellectualize things and philosophize things, we bore the hell out of people, right? Sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to relate. But developing friendships allows for the opening of ideas. If we just try to put our ideas and sell our ideas on people, then it seems like we're trying to trick them into something or whatever. But if we're genuinely interested and we're friendly and we're interested in their lawnmowers and their cats and their dogs and help them on the roof or something like that, fixing the roof or whatever it is, or just being a good neighbor, a good friend, a good brother, sister, husband, father, mother, wife, whatever it is, if we are genuinely interested in the welfare and the best results, if you will, for other people, and then I think that freedom is easier to foster among people. Then people don't want to govern over others, right? We have like self-respect and mutual respect for each other. So I think it begins there. So if anything, if somebody asks me, what's the purpose of your walk? Well, there's probably many purposes, and there's getting out in fresh air and trying something different, challenging, and so on. But while I'm at it, I must as well talk about freedom, right? And what a great conversation piece, because unless somebody is either lying to themselves or is somehow crazy inside, they have to admit that freedom is an important thing. And we just differ on how to approach it. But I don't think many people are going to argue with the importance of trying to foster those friendships among people, because to me that adds to and makes possible the gestures of freedom among ourselves. And what's interesting, I find, is if you look up the etymology, the origins of the word freedom, pretty sure anyways, you could check it, I've checked before, it's related, if you go back far enough, to the word friendship. I think that's interesting too. So I'll be posting more about this upcoming journey, if it happens as I plan, that is to say. And of course, post lots of stuff that I can, little clips along the way then. That's a few months off though, but I just thought I'd talk about it because I'd written down in a little book my ideas that come to mind, my little dream catcher. I'd written down the word freedom, so I thought I'd talk about it again and how it relates to my walk yesterday and my future upcoming walk. Steve here again, great chatting. Hope we talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.